See, this is what I miss about having a remote, is that I could be ready and then start it. Now I have to start it and get ready. And I hope this works. I don't see why it wouldn't, but... Hi, I'm Jenn, and welcome to my podcast. Hi, I'm Jenn, the podcast where I talk about anything I want because I'm alone in my house and there's nobody here to stop me. Today's episode is brought to you by I put on some makeup because I thought I would be productive, and I was like, can't waste that effort, so here we are. I also have some new equipment that I'm testing out. I finally got a ring light. Official! No longer recording between two windows in my house. We might go back to that. Who knows? Nostalgia. I also have a microphone, so hopefully things sound... And, as you can see, there is still stuff behind me, but nothing has made it on the walls. I keep finding more stuff. I keep finding a lot of good stuff, too. And then my brain is just like, okay, I'll put it on the floor, and then I'll put it on the wall eventually. I so very wish that I could be the person that's like, I'm going to put it on the wall now. I don't care where it goes. There is no wrong answer. No, to me, I'm like, it has to be perfect, and it has to be perfect the first time. Otherwise, my brain is going to explode. Hate that, you know. That's that neurospiciness that's going around. Yeah, it's not cool. But among some of those really cool things that I keep finding, I believe last time I went through a whole box of crap and found a lot of cool things. Not necessarily things that can go on the wall, but things that certainly need to go in like a scrapbook or something. Something that's not a Ziploc bag. Because then it sincerely just looks like a bag of trash. But I keep finding some cool stuff, like this Janelle Monáe set list from the Age of Pleasure tour, from the show that she did in Austin. Need to put that up. Would like to put that up with the poster that I also got at the tour that I'm flattening out right now, in between some Prince calendars, which will definitely make it on the wall. I also need to get a proper frame to display the gatefold of her Age of Pleasure record that she signed. Right now, it is just very well protected and hidden. And for a while, because if you know what the gatefold of that record looks like, I wanted to just hang it above my bed, but it's a little small to be above a bed. So I would love to hang it in here, and along with like the set list from that show, the poster that myself and my best friend Alex that we made for that show, all of the other memorabilia that we got from that show, and either put it in a collection of smaller frames or like put it in one big frame. I don't know. It doesn't have to go in one big frame, but I would like to properly display it. So if anybody has any ideas, please give me your ideas. I would very much appreciate it. I don't have my own ideas. My brain is it's just well, there you go. I also have this very cool holographic, what do they call these, lithographs, whatever, it's Missy Elliott, and now it's Space Missy Elliott. Ooh, and now she gone. It's cool. Got that from the Out of This World tour. So Out of This World tour was Timbaland, which was awesome. It was Sierra, which was really, really cool. Like, you see her in music videos and you're like, wow, she's really good. And then you see her replicate that live and you're like, whoa! Like, but it's her doing it. Like, wow, she's really good. It was Busta Rhymes. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of a sexual awakening. As weird as that sounds. And as much as you did not ask. You did not ask for that information. But, you know, you got it. After seeing him live, I was kind of like, oh. Hey, Buster Bus. I don't know. I think it's like he was one of the first rappers that I ever. He was one of the first rap artists that really made me want to pay attention to rap, because I didn't grow up with rap. I grew up with what my parents listened to, like we all do. You know, my sisters were very much into like very emotional songwriting women. So like Jewel, Alanis Morissette, Tori Amos. Dad was in radio, so he had eclectic taste, but he was mostly doing rock. And so when I started listening to rap, I actually got a lot of shit over it. And then my dad was like, okay, well, you can listen to Will Smith because he's clean. And he's like, you can listen to... And I believe he was perfectly fine with Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes was like really silly in some of his videos. And used a lot of like film references that my dad got. So he was like, oh, okay, no, Busta Rhymes is cool. But then of course I branched out and like, I love hip hop now. Kendrick Lamar is sincerely one of my top artists. Just check out my 2024 Spotify Wrapped. No. I should apologize for doing that, but I won't. Yeah, I love Kendrick Lamar. Saw him in Oklahoma City when he opened his Big Steppers tour. Whatever year that was. Amazing. Love Kendrick Lamar. I so badly want to see him on tour with SZA in 2025. But, y'all, these ticket prices are insane. And I was talking to a friend on the phone about it, and I'm like, you know, it's not the artists, it's not even necessarily the record labels, and it's not the venues, it's the ticket selling platforms are the reason why they are so high. Well, and like, when you look at Ticketmaster bought Live Nation. So Ticketmaster and Live Nation together also started buying a bunch of venues. So whenever artists are playing at those big arenas that are owned by Ticketmaster and Live Nation, of course they can skyrocket those prices, because if it's benefiting them like 3- and 4-fold. And I could be wrong. My information could very well be outdated. I haven't really looked into this stuff since college, where I used to nerd out about it just all the time. But it is definitely one of my favorite nerd conversations to have, is just talking about the music industry. I find it fascinating. But it's constantly changing. And I certainly think that we're ready for another change in the way we approach live music, because like scalping is a problem. Yeah, we've come up with creative ways to kind of get around that now. But what is with these surcharges? Like, there is no reason why a software should be charging people, what, 35% in surcharges is what it seems like. Where it's like, oh, okay, you want to buy a $400 ticket? Cool. So that's going to give you in like level 300 where you can barely see anything. And the audio has been compromised because you're so far away. And on top of that, we also want another $250. Oh, and don't forget, you want event insurance, and it's going to cost you $30 to park. And if you want a t-shirt, it's going to be $50. And I mean, it's just, it's insane. I guess when it comes down to it, it's inflation, just like everything. But yeah, Missy Elliott tour, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Missy Elliott's entire set, flawless. Her set, flawless. Holy shit. When I bought these tickets, I did not ask my friend, hey, do you want to go to this? I said, we're going to this. You and I grew up on Missy Elliott, Timbaland, and Busta Rhymes. We're goddamn going. And we were on the floor. We were all the way in the back. And good thing, because what I didn't know is that she was going to come out and go through the crowd, and she was going to go through the whole perimeter of the floor. So even though we were all the way in the back, we got to be this close to Missy Elliott. It was this close to Missy Elliott. To Missy Elliott. It was really, really cool. Really, really cool. And she's like, they're all doing their thing live. I mean, this is the way music's supposed to be. I know that there are some like bootleg videos on YouTube. I don't want to say check them out because like copyright, but like check it out. That's one of those tours where Missy Elliott has always been such a visual pioneer. Like her visuals to her music, it has always been so different. It's always been like 2 and 3 levels above everybody else. That is the concert DVD that the world needs. But that's just me. So yeah, got that really cool thing from Missy Elliott. Have me a signed hat, because I told you I did, sorry, the wristband is stuck on it. Megan Thee Stallion, MTS. Really cool. So you might be seeing a lot of pink ones, and that's because the pink ones are the ones that came free with the VIP, and this one I bought. So I wanted her to sign the one that I bought, not the one that everybody else was getting. My friend Alex, though, she was smart enough and lucky enough to get signatures from both Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla. So that's what her hat is. She also didn't have her sign the pink hat, which everyone else was doing. She bought a red Hot Girl Summer hat, and that's what she's got. So yeah, we're just like a fun and funky little Hot Girl Summer. We're just a fun and funky little concert going crew. So I have all this stuff. I'm not good at displaying it. It just sits in the bag, and then I just put it in my closet, and then I move one day, and then it just moves into another closet. And that's no way to display your good times. Evidently, my dad was guilty of the exact same thing, because I was a little shit and went digging around in one of his closets and found a guitar. Found an Epiphone. Boy, I hope I'm not wrong. And I noticed that there was like a chunk missing off of it, and it was the bridge piece. And I was playing it one day, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to play guitar, but I was just like, okay, fring, you know, how hard could it be? And then my dad sees me, and he's like, oh, careful with that. And I'm like, yeah, I see that it's broken. And he's like, it's not broken. I took the bridge off not the bridge. girl, you're dumb. Yeah, found this guitar, thought it was broken because it was missing the pick guard. Bridge. It was missing the pick guard. And so you can still play it without the pick guard, and I don't know what I'm doing anyway, so frang. I'm in like elementary school, middle school at this time, maybe 10 at the oldest. I might have been in high school. I don't remember. It was one of those times when it happened a long time ago, so your guess is as good as mine. And he says, oh, be careful. I said, oh yeah, I noticed it's broken. He said, it's not broken. I purposely took the pick guard off of it because it was signed by Guns N' Roses. My reaction exactly. What? What do you mean you have a guitar signed by Guns N' Roses and it's just sitting in a closet? And he's like, well, it's not just any guitar, it's Slash's guitar. And so I immediately just like I don't trust myself anymore. Like, I'm gonna spontaneously combust and then the Slash's guitar will be ashes. I don't trust myself anymore. Here, take it. Because it was just in a... It's like it was in the box that it was shipped in. It was just a cardboard box shaped like a guitar and... well, shaped like a rhombus, but, you know, in order to properly fit a guitar. Nothing else. Just a guitar that looked busted because it had no pick guard. And it had like a loose piece of metal on it from what I could remember. And then he's like, yeah, I got that from, I think, Geffen Records. When I was doing radio and they were doing some kind of a thing, and then we met the band, and Slash was like, hey, you guys are cool, and gave us a guitar, and the whole band signed the pick guard, and then he even has like a letter of authenticity from the record label that's like, yep, this is Slash's guitar, yep, these are signatures from the band, yep, this is real, yep, this is for Jenn's dad, and Jenn's dad, do something cool with it, don't leave it in a closet for 15 years, or however long it was in the closet. That guitar might have been in the closet longer than I was. Gay joke. So found that, and I was like, Dad, why is it just in a closet? And he's like, well, I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, I know, right? That's what I said. Oh, baby, are you bored? Baby girl. She's like, you're just talking at nothing, Mom, and I'm worried. Yeah, I am too. Anyhow, come here, bite. Come here, bud. Oh. So, luckily, somebody finally told him, yeah, you need to display that, and they did. And it looks really awesome. And now it's above their TV. And it no longer lives in a closet. And yeah, that's really, really cool. And it's in like a really, clearly it has to be in a really big shadow box. And it's mounted inside of the shadow box with like pictures of the band. And I think even like the CD that was being promoted at the time, it was one of the Use Your Illusion records. Yeah, so that's my dad's really cool thing. I don't have one big cool thing. I have very tiny little cool things. So, do you want down? Okay. Diggle baby. Diggle baby. Can I have your butt? May I please have your butt? Thank you. Yeah, so cool stuff. Stuff like this. This is from my brother. He even signed it because he's cool and I love him. It says, Jenn, I love you, Matt. Oh, Oh, Gesundheit. Little kitty sneezes. I felt that all the way over here. You're so sweet. So I like Batman, and my brother is a disc golfer. So the Joker is from Batman. It's a disc golf, or it's a golf disc. It's a disc for disc golf use only. It's a Star AVR 3. Yeah, it's really cool. And it's purple, which is my favorite color. So, stuff like that. I have, like, just hung this on a wall before around some other Batman stuff, like that I have over there. That's another Batman stuff I have. And I'll usually, like, group those together. But right now, I just have gathered them in a pile on the floor, like people with ADHD do, and just waiting for the day that someone will be like, "Don't worry, Jen, I'll do it for you." Because evidently it's not going to be me. And then you'll see, what's that? Oh, that's the Janelle Monáe set list. Let's not damage that, shall we? See, this is why I don't take stuff out, because then I become careless and then things get ruined. Okay, so the Prince Estate, Paisley Park, was putting out some really cool stuff to promote when they did like a relaunch of the Sign of the Times album, and then they did it for the like Prince and the Revolution live in Syracuse. It was the Purple Rain tour, I'm pretty sure. And that's my cat eating plastic. Oh, so sweet. So dumb. So sweet. Please stop eating plastic. So sweet. Okay, anyhow. So this is a calendar, but the back of every calendar page is like a full-size photo. So yeah, you can definitely keep the calendar and just have yourself full-size photos from that record or from that tour. They did one for Welcome to America. Yeah, really cool. So you'll see these up as well. Yeah, I've got stuff. I just need it to go on the wall. And for whatever reason, I never think to tackle that project until it's 10 o'clock at night. And even though I don't really have neighbors, like I still have neighbors. And I don't want to be that jackass. So, part of me is like, hey, I have a birthday coming up. And my best friend and I, we were already making plans to hang out. We were going to go out and spend money. And I'm like, hey, here's a thought. Instead of going out and spending money, let's stay in. Not all night, but for a good chunk. And help Jen be human, please. You know, I do need help with this wall. Look at all the stuff. Look at it all. It just sits there and drives me nuts. I have a big old bookshelf that can go back there, kind of dead center, and I can just load it up with all of the things that represent Jen. So, you know, the big four, I guess, the big five. You might be asking yourself, what is the big five? Well, first and foremost, Prince, Batman. Music in general. Penguins. Yeah. and Stephen King. Those are my big 5. What does that mean? I don't know. It's just a good way of summing me up. Maybe in one little piece of furniture. I don't know. How about a quote of the day? Yeah. All right. Today's quote is brought to you by social media. I don't know which platform I was on, but I was just doom scrolling like you do, and heard somebody ask a very gorgeous woman, what's one of your sayings? What's your mantra? And what she said was brilliant. She said, what you don't change, you choose. Excuse you, little lady. I know you're not scratching up my print stuff. This is why I need to get it off the floor. Because I don't want my beautiful little babies to destroy them. Okay, she moved. Because she's a good baby. She's such a good baby. Okay. Yes. What you don't change, you choose. I'm going to say it one more time without any interruptions. What you don't change, you choose. And the moment she said that, like, my ears perked up and I was just like, damn. Because, yeah, if you're unhappy with anything, you're unhappy with your job, you're unhappy with your relationship, you're unhappy with where you live, you're unhappy with your hairstyle, you're unhappy with your health, but you're not choosing to change anything, then you are choosing to stay unhappy, or you're choosing to stick with whatever is making you unhappy. And it's things like that that remind me, like, yeah, you lost your job, but it's not like you lost a good job. You lost a good source of income. But you lost a job that you didn't want to hold on to in the first place. You lost a job that didn't spark any passion in you, that continued to just suck your joy out of you. It's like a lot of people, when I first started that job, they would be like, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of hard work. And I'm like, I've been working hard my whole life. I've been working hard my whole life. Hard work doesn't bother me. But the moment I was just sick and tired of catering to bureaucratic bullshit is when I was like, I can't. I know, right? I know, baby. You want to play? You haven't been brushed today. You want to play. That's what it is. That's what it is. You want to play. I'm gonna smack that butt. I'm gonna smack that butt. I'm gonna smack it. Smack that butt. Oh, smack that butt. Smack that butt. Oh, yeah, baby. Smack that butt. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't, lost what we were talking about. You're so adorable. What you don't change, you choose. There you go. There it is. We will also be having a dad joke of the day. I was having dinner with one of my old friends, and I told her about the lack of dad jokes, and she said, well, I just won't stand for that. And so she went on the internet and she found me a whole list of dad jokes, and she opened up a whole portal of dad jokes while we were eating dinner, and after she would say one, I would just like, I would have sushi halfway to my mouth, and then she'd tell me the punchline, and I would just like, I hate it here. Yeah, because and that's what makes a good dad joke. Like, I want to say a dad joke so badly right now, but I can't. I won't ruin it. Now she's thinking real hard about it. After every punchline that she was delivering, you just feel exhausted, and that's what makes a good dad joke. That's the essence of dad jokes. Do you know when a regular joke becomes a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. That is my only, like, dad joke. That's the only one I ever remember. And I'm so proud of it. And it's so basic, but it counts. So that's the dad joke of the day. We will save the other one until later. Unless you want to get double dad joked. We'll see how I feel later. No, I mentioned earlier about my Spotify Wrapped, which should tell you that I'm recording this sometime in December, because that's when that happens. And I keep seeing a lot of jokes online about how, like, they're embarrassed by their Spotify Wrapped because it's like bearing like a deep guilty pleasure on their soul or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I do not relate. Sorry. I guess I am much cooler than I thought. I'm very proud of my Spotify Wrapped. Like I had mentioned before, Kendrick Lamar is one of my top Spotify Wrapped artists, and I think generally is in my top 5 every year. You'll never guess who my number 1 is. It's Prince. So my top 5 artists of 2024: Prince, Megan Thee Stallion, Missy Elliott, Sleater-Kinney, which we have not talked about yet. I saw them earlier this year, and I got they didn't sign the record in front of me, but they were selling a signed record, and definitely picked one up. I was front row and I cried. It was incredible. If you've never seen Sleater-Kinney, go. Do it now. Do it now. They're amazing, and I love them. I am so disgustingly in love with Carrie Brownstein. Disgustingly. Like, yeah. I love you, Carrie. Okay. And then number 5, Kendrick Lamar. So I was not kidding. So I isn't it funny how you have a dad joke planned, and then in the middle of talking you come up with a different dad joke, and then you have a song of the day planned, and then in the middle of talking you come up with a different song of the day? Since we started talking about Sleater-Kinney, I'm going to change the song of the day and make it a Sleater-Kinney song. It was going to be my top song of 2024, but that was the only reason, that was the only inspiration, and that's just not enough. So it's going to be a Sleater-Kinney song. I just don't know which one just yet. You'll have to bear with me. But yeah, I think, if memory serves me correctly, we saw them in March of this year. And by we, I mean my best friend Rachel and I. We saw them in Tulsa at Kane's Ballroom. They said it was their first time playing Tulsa, and that kind of shocked me, because everyone talks about how, like, Tulsa is so much better than Oklahoma City because Tulsa is the one with the music scene. And I'm like, well, if it's the one with the fucking music scene, why is this the first time Sleater-Kinney is playing? Which means that they were probably playing the Diamond Ballroom in Oklahoma City or various other places. And please, 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 please come back to Oklahoma when you can. Just whenever, no rush. Their album, I'm going to have to look at some notes. They played a show in St. Paul while I was living there that I really wanted to go to, and then I don't know why, but I didn't. I think that they played at the Palace Theater. I could be wrong. No, that doesn't sound right. Either way, it's neither here nor there. The Current did like a recording of it, and I believe the whole concert's online because I'm pretty sure I watched it. Stuff like that is really cool because, if I didn't go because I couldn't go, then that was a way of me still being able to see them. They're so rad. So it was for the Little Rope album, which came out this year, 2024. Not gonna lie, I didn't start really paying attention to Sleater-Kinney. Like, I always heard of them, and didn't really know what they did, who they were. Didn't really pay attention. But the No Cities to Love record came out while I was living in Minneapolis. The Current turned me on to some of the greatest music in the world, and I will forever be grateful to The Current for that. I will always be a big supporter of The Current. The No Cities to Love record came out. It got a lot of airplay on The Current. That was the first time that I was really like, oh, that's Sleater-Kinney. Well, I love them. And had watched Portlandia before that record came out, and for whatever reason did not put two and two together. Same Carrie Brownstein. I know, right? Your mom is such an idiot. You're bored. You want to play. I know. I'll play with you. I promise. I love you. So that record, and then the records to follow, that's the Sleater-Kinney that I really fell in love with. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to Sleater-Kinney, but going back through their discography, it was good times. So no regrets. Kind of the same with St. Vincent, where I did not know who St. Vincent was at all, and heard Birth in Reverse on The Current, and immediately needed to know who this woman was and needed to hear more, and I did, and went and bought all of her records. And I'm finally gonna see St. Vincent in 2025. Finally, after missing 3 tours. 3! I could have gone to 3. Well, I couldn't have gone, otherwise I physically would have gone. But 3. Heartbreaking stuff. But better late than never. And then, of course, going to see Ani DeFranco again for like the 5th time or something. But who's counting? I still love her. And my best friend Rachel doesn't know any of her stuff. So I hope that when she goes to that show, she'll really be opened up to her material. So Rachel is one of those audiophiles who I don't think she's ever heard a song she didn't like. So, for instance, think of a song that you would love to never hear again a day in your life. Rachel loves that song. Like, if it's a song, she loves it. There are a good handful of songs that I would sincerely be perfectly fine never having to listen to again, and she would be like, really? I love that song. Like, Rachel, you love every song. You love every song, whether it's good or bad or catchy or awful. You just appreciate it for being music, which is like so pure, such Rachel is just she's just concentrated good. She is true good. I am just true chaos. And I guess Alex is true evil. Which is why we all work together so well, right? Right? I don't know. So, Sleater-Kinney song, Hunt You Down. That's the song of the day. That's the one that will be added to the playlist. It's just great music. Sleater-Kinney. I kind of got so distracted reminiscing on that show and the parts where I started crying. We did the quote. We did the dad joke. We did the song. I'm not wearing a shirt of the day. I'm wearing a very nice, very oversized Yitty. Look how long this is. You can't see. It's down to my knees, and I love it. I guess I could show you the shirt that I'm wearing underneath. It's none other than another, you guessed it, print shirt. Yep. Every single time. That was a little strategic, though, because I had every intention of finally getting my ID updated today, and then couldn't for the third time. So I made an appointment for Monday. Hopefully that'll be the day it actually gets updated. But that's why, I put in effort. And while I was out, I was like, well, I might as well do something productive. So I got an oil change. Yay. Thanks for joining me. And we will see you next time. Hi, I'm Jen. And you see, we're back to this shit where I have to do the awkward leaning over and stopping it instead of before I could just click, which I guess I also made awkward. So just... Oh shit, we're still recording.